Welcome back to the channel. In this video review, we're going to be looking at the Star Wars Black Series, The Mandalorian, and the child, aka Grogu. Since Grogu is such a small figure and he's an integral part with the Mandalorian series, I figure we can go ahead and just look at the two figures together. The packaging for the Mandalorian is the new style packaging. We've got the nice artwork on the side. And if you same figures in the series, they'll interconnect to make a mural style picture. On the back of the box, there's the same artwork on the back with a small bio in multiple languages. You can pause it here if you want to read the bio. It's the number 1 in this series. On the bottom box, you get your warnings and legalese. Here's the barcode if anyone needs that. On this side of the box, you get a little bit of the window, the gold stripe continues around, and the Star Wars black logo. The top of the box is a window with a lot of light in, so when it's sitting on the shelf, it lights up the figure inside. Okay, let's look at Grogu's packaging. It's a little tiny little box for a little bitty figure. This is back when we didn't know the name of the Grogu. It's the child. Mandalorian, the child. Warnings, Disney logos, Hasbro's logos, UPC code, more warnings and product information on the back. Same on the top. Let's get these two out of the packaging and take a closer look. Here are the figures in their plastic trays. You can see the Mandalorian comes with his pistol, rifle, jetpack. Grogu comes with a little frog you can eat, a cup of tea, and the gear shift knob. Here we have both figures out of the packaging. With their accessories, Mandalorian comes with his jetpack, his rifle, and his pistol. Pistol comes out of the packaging, looks like it might be curved up a little bit. A little hot water or blow dryer should be able to fix that. Grogu's accessories are his little shift knob, cup of soup, and the frog he eats. With the Mandalorian, this is how he looked at the end of Season 1 and throughout Season 2. He's got the mudhorn sigil and his shoulder pauldron here. With the finish, it's a nice silvery pewter silver finish. It looks pretty good. Seems like it should have been a little brighter though. On the show, it's very polished looking armor, and this is very dull looking, so kind of would like to have it a little brighter, shinier. But the details are really nice though, sculpted. It's got the chest armor, the shoulder pauldrons, the mudhorn sigil, the gauntlets. It'd be nice if they picked these areas out in a little bit of light blue. Got the armor pieces on the back of the hands. Belt, harness, bandolier is all one piece. It is not glued down, but it's a very tight fit, so it doesn't really shift on you any. It doesn't really get in the way of articulation anyway as well. Got the leg armor, knee pads, ammo on the strap of the boot, pouches, boots, all looks really good. Has his cape, with Grogu. We got the cute little guy. There's an earlier release of Grogu, which with the collar piece is all the same color as the rest of the outfit. He's a tiny little figure, and with his accessories, I will be not taking them out of this packaging because this will be eaten by the carpet monsters. If I take this out, it's going to go flying, and I'll never see this stuff again. So, it's staying in here. Let's go ahead and look at the articulation and start with Grogu. His head's on a ball joint. Can move around pretty well. His arms are on a ball joint and easily pop out. I popped the arm off just to try to move the head because I have giant meat hooks for hands. The arms are on ball joints. The hands are on ball joints. His feet are on ball joints too. It's like, I'm not sure why they even bothered putting ball joints or secure and letting these be loose, but they are, because his cloak matters more than anything that how he stands. With the feet, you can actually angle his position on the ground a little bit. If you move him back, he's a little bit more off the ground, looking up. Let's zoom in on this little fella. As you can see, he's just barely taller than the width of my thumb. He's a tiny little guy. Let's see. Try to get him on camera without my giant thumbs hurting him completely. Be very careful. You can easily pull these out of the socket. And they're so tiny, if you drop them in, if you got and it just show you right there. They pop out very easily. And if you're got carpet, you could lose an arm to the carpet monster. But the sculpt and detail in such a tiny little figure is very good. Look at that. His eyes are so well painted. Such a tiny little detail. Look at how well that is done. Let's go ahead and get back on the Mandalorian. For articulation of the Mandalorian, the neck has a ball peg at the bottom of the base of the neck. I don't know if it's a ball peg or a disc hinge on the top, but you can look down really well. Can't really look up much, just a little bit. With the articulation of the neck and on the top, you can get some pretty good tilt. Full 360. Disc hinge shoulders. And the pauldrons are glued down at the bottom, so they'll pop up over top of the shoulder when you lift it out. So you can get a full 90 degrees up top. There's no bicep swivel. It's single jointed elbows, and they're swivel at the elbow for your bicep, instead of having a bicep swivel. You can get a little bit past 90. Rotation. Hands are hinged and swivel. This hand is horizontally hinged. This hand is vertically hinged. There's no waist twist, no ab crunch, but there's a diaphragm joint. So you twist at the diaphragm joint. And the bandolier moves. It's soft enough where it doesn't hinder the articulation. You can crunch forward a little bit. Back. Hips are on ball joints. Close to the Van Dam. Thigh swivel. Double joint knees. Ankles are hinged. Forward and back. And he has ankle pivots. Let's get to the Mandalorian decked out with all his gear. Push the jetpack into the back. With the jetpack on, he gets a bit of a Hunchback of Notre Dame look to the figure. The cape's not been sculpted to lay over top the jetpack as very well. Let's go ahead and I can't stand that look. I'm going to take that jetpack off. There's a strap on the holster that holds the gun in place when it's in the holster. The plastic on the hands are pretty stiff, so it's kind of hard to get the rifle position to go into his hand. You could either have him holding his rifle. There's also a peg on the side of the rifle, which can, if you don't have the jetpack plugged in, you can actually put the rifle on his back. The rifle has a peg on the side to plug into the same ports for the jetpack. The cape has been sculpted to lay around the rifle, but not the jetpack. It'd been nice if they actually gave us an alternate cape to use when we have the jetpack on. With the Mandalorian decked out with his rifle and his pistol, it looks really good. I will be looking for getting a soft goods cape for the Mandalorian, so I can actually display it with the jetpack on. Let's compare the Mandalorian and Grogu against some other Black Series figures. Here we're next to Boba Fett and a Stormtrooper. We're up next to Death Trooper and Cara Dune. Finally, we have next to Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and R2-D2. If you like the Mandalorian series and you like action figures, this is a must-get set. These are great looking figures, and there's actually a new deluxe set coming out where you can get these two together. I think it's $29.99, something like that. I ended up roughly paying the same for both of these, which you got the $19.99 and plus the $9.99, so I spent around the $30 for these as well. But with the box set, you actually even get more accessories. You get an unmasked head for the Mandalorian. All in all, I'm really happy with these two figures, and I love the Mandalorian series. It's what the new Star Wars stuff should have been from the get-go, respecting the old and bringing in the new. These were must-get figures, and the Mandalorian's been doing Star Wars right. You get almost like an Old West feel in space, kind of one thing I like about Firefly. It's like Western tropes mixed with sci-fi. All in all, I'm really happy to add these two figures to my shelf, and I'm looking forward to getting some more characters from the Mandalorian series. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and I'll see y'all next time.